Thank you, everyone. The 2018-2022 inaugural meeting of Council is hereby called to order. We will now please remain standing as the Durham Silver Threads Choir sings O Canada.
A new version of Down. A new version. Silver Threads Choir.
Durham Silver Threads Choir, you may be seated. Approximately 2,500 years ago, the ancient Athenians entered into the Golden Age. One of the major hallmarks of the Golden Age being the formulation of a new type of government, being a democracy. Coined from the Greek words demos, meaning power, and kratos, meaning people, or in other words, people power. The Athenian form of democracy was a system of direct democracy in which participating citizens, albeit only male citizens, voted directly on legislation and executive bills. The democratic style of government we now know, and that our war veterans fought and died for to keep, was recently exercised through the municipal election, and the people, the ratepayers of West Grey, used their people power to elect the incoming council that we are gathered here today to officially swear in as the 2018-2022 Municipality West Grey Council. In fact, the 2018 municipal election, using the internet telephone voting process, resulted in a voter turnout of 42.2%, a significant increase when compared to the 28.8% voter turnout in the 2014 election, and a whopping increase of 40.7% in the actual number of electors that voted in 2018 compared to 2014. I want to personally and publicly congratulate all incoming council members and trust that the new council will continue to build on the foundation set by former West Grey councils while putting into place new policies and setting new policy priorities that will serve to benefit West Grey ratepayers and result in West Grey being an even better place for people to live, work, and play in. Municipal staff look forward to working collectively with council for the betterment of West Grey ratepayers. I do have some letters, a letter from Bill Walker, MPP for Bruce Wheel and Sound. The first one to Mayor-elect Robinson, and MPP Walker, and the letter states as follows. Congratulations on the successful election as mayor of the Municipality of West Grey. I have always believed that it takes concerned and dedicated people like you that help to make the community a better place to live for all. Mayor, I wish you every success in your term of office. I've always enjoyed the close association with the representatives at the local level, and I look forward to working with you. Congratulations and best wishes. Yours sincerely, Bill Walker, MPP, First Grade on. And similarly, I have a letter from Bill Walker to council, the rest of council, or all of council. I would like to offer my congratulations to the new council that was elected recently to the Municipality of West Grey. And he did actually, there is a letter from Bill Walker to each member of council. So this time I would ask if there's any declarations of pecuniary interest for council. Seeing none, we will proceed with the declarations and oath of allegiance. So as I call each member of council, if you could just stand and then raise your right hand and then recite the declaration of office. And we'll start with what I called the last time, Mayor-elect Robinson.
Thank you. I, Christine Robinson, having been elected to the office of mayor in the municipality of West Grey, do solemnly promise and declare that, number one, I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise the office to the best of my knowledge and ability. Number two, I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. Number three, I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. Number four, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And I make the solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. I so declare.
Congratulations, Mayor Robinson.
Thank you, Clerk Turner.
And then next in order is Deputy Mayor-elect Tom Hutchinson.
Good morning. I, Tom Hutchinson, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor in the Municipality of West Grey, do solemnly promise and declare that, one, I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. Two, I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, in any other improper manner. Three, I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. 4, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Congratulations, Mayor Hutchison. And next, Councillor Beth. Councillor-elect Beth.
I, Beth Hamilton, having been elected to the office of councillor in the Municipality of West Grey, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true, and knowing that it is the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Congratulations, Councillor Hamilton. And next is Councillor-elect Rebecca Herger.
I, Rebecca Hergert, having been elected to the office of councillor in the Municipality of West Grey, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truthfully, truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
And congratulations, Councillor Herger.
Thank you very much.
Next is Councillor-elect Doug Hutchison.
I, Doug Hutchison, have been, oh, sorry. Hang on. Rookie mistake. I, Doug Hutchison, have been elected to the office of councillor in the Municipality of West Grey. Do solemnly promise and declare that 1, I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. 2, I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office to bias, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. 3, I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. And 4, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Congratulations, Councillor Hutchison. And next is Councillor Jeffrey Shea.
I, Jeffrey Shea, having been elected to the office of Councillor in the Municipality of West Grey, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truthfully and faithfully and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. 2, I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. 3, I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. 4, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Congratulations, Councillor Shea.
Thank you, Clerk Grant.
And next, and lastly, we have Councillor Stephen Townsend.
I, Stephen Townsend, having been elected to the office of Councillor in the Municipality of West Grey, do solemnly promise and declare that 1, I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. 2, I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. 3, I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Act in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
And congratulations, Councillor Townsend.
Thank you, Mark.
And the last item of business for myself is to introduce the officially 2018-2022 Council. Firstly, Mayor Christine Robinson, and Deputy Mayor Tom Hutchison, Councillor Beth Hamilton, Councillor Rebecca Herbert, Councillor Doug Hutchison, Councillor Jeffrey Shea, and Councillor Stephen Townsend. Please join with me in I'll let Mayor Robinson take away the remainder of the meeting. Thank you, Mayor Robinson.
Thank you, Clerk Turner, for presiding over the ceremonial portion of our inaugural meeting. I very much appreciate it. It's very significant. Thank you. Thank you, Piper and Bill McMeekin, and to the Silver Threads. I very much appreciate that on behalf of Council. Thank you. So we're now turning to the portion of our agenda where it identifies the opening comments from myself. Following my brief comments, I'll be turning it over to the members of council, and if they wish to make opening comments, we very much appreciate that. And we also just have a couple formalities, and then at the adjournment of the meeting, we welcome each and every one of you to have a social time with us in the atrium. All right, with that, I will begin the opening comments. So good morning, citizens, dignitaries, and staff. It is my honor and my pleasure to be speaking to you as Mayor of West Grey. I would like to welcome each and every one of you here today for the inaugural meeting of the 2018-2022 term of West Grey Council. This term of council is very exciting, and I know that the newly elected council members are ready to begin to bring many improvements and opportunities to West Grey. The citizens of West Grey have given our council a strong mandate, a mandate that brings attention to our core services, focus on customer service, representation of citizens, stewardship of our resources, and responsible governance. This council brings a wealth of knowledge and a range of significant experience to the local government table for decision making. We start this term of council with a common thread, a shared commitment to acting in the best interest of our citizens and our community for now and for our future generations. I am confident that together, as council, we will promote collaboration, respectful discussion, as well as balanced debate that will result in thoughtful resolutions and decisions made on behalf of West Grey for the benefit of West Grey. As your mayor, I will provide the leadership and represent West Grey at all levels of government. I will promote West Grey as being open for business and future ready, a place that is nestled in nature, welcoming and friendly. To council, I commit to providing leadership that will guide our decisions as a full council. To staff, I commit to support and encourage your professional advice and opinions. To you, the citizens, I commit to providing the best governance, all of which will have a positive impact on West Grey. Thank you for putting your trust in me and in our council. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And now we have opening comments from Deputy Mayor Tom Hutchinson.
Morning. Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Mayor Robinson. First off, I'd like to thank the citizens of West Grey for their overwhelming support during the campaign and for the trust they've shown in electing me to this position, as well as our fellow council team. I will work hard as your new deputy mayor, and I'm excited to work on any of the committees that I'm appointed to. I look forward to serving our wonderful municipality in the next 4 years and beyond. As promised, the community will have the opportunity to have input on our decisions that will shape the future of West Grey. I also look forward to working with Mayor Robinson and my new colleagues on council, as well as the staff and employees of West Grey. I'd like to thank the outgoing council for the years of service, and I wish them the best of health, happiness, and success in the private sector. We have a large hill to climb together and know full well that we are all prepared and anxious to move the municipality forward. I will help lead your new council along with Mayor Robinson so that they can achieve their individual and collective goals. As promised, I will maintain an open door and open mind as your deputy mayor, and will always put the municipality first with no personal gain attached to any of my decisions. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my immediate and extended family for the years of support they've provided me. I could not have achieved this goal or many others without their support. To my beautiful, beautiful wife Peggy, who was my campaign manager, thank you. Thank you for your hard work and your devotion. Your words of encouragement and support during this long journey inspired me to keep focused on the goals we had set. And thank you for always being by my side. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Now I'm going to just go to my right and invite Councillor Doug Hutchinson for a few comments.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out this morning. Nice to see a large audience. Some thoughts I've had about this next term. So, first of all, campaigning is done. Now it's time to get to work. We have lots of projects on the go, and we need to get them done and continue on with our strategic plan. Some of the tough decisions ahead will be whether we wish to have cannabis retail in West Grade, and that's a decision that we'll have to make very soon. We need to plan for the future in terms of waste management, roads and bridge repairs, and the police building, to name a few. We have an excellent staff, and we need to rely on their expertise. I accept the challenge and look forward to working with this council and staff to have a productive next 4 years.
Thank you, Councillor Hutchinson. Councillor Beth Hamilton.
First, I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional territory of the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, and like them, are committed to being stewards of the land. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces here today. Thank you to all of those who supported and placed your trust in me. It's an honor to serve my community, and I will carry this role with great care and responsibility. I look forward to working with our new council, a council which has such varied experience and perspectives, which I'm sure will lead to lively and respectful debate. I'm thankful for our skilled staff and the years of experience that you bring. It's my hope that council will create a welcoming space for our community to attend meetings often, ask questions, stay informed, and keep council accountable. Over the next 4 years, many decisions will be made, some small and some very challenging. I promise to listen openly, ask questions, and consider the financial, environmental, and social impacts of actions and inactions we take as council. I will work hard, and I will be a strong voice for a sustainable and vibrant West Grade future.
Councillor Jeffrey Shea.
Thank you, Councillor Hamilton, for acknowledging the First Nations predecessors at this time before we did. I would like to begin by thanking the electors and especially thanking my darling wife, Ilse Gossinger, campaign manager and biggest supporter. Many of you know her as a leader in West Grade's art and culture community. The hard work of a generation of leaders who have gone before us. Today, Today we begin carrying on the hard work of generations of leaders who have gone before us. The founders, the builders, the mayors and councillors, right up to and including the members of the previous council. I am looking forward to working with my fellow council members and with West Grade staff to sustain and develop the best social, culture, and physical infrastructure that we can. I believe that an active citizenry is a key partner in that effort. My goal will be to engage with people who are not in this room, but who have ideas and passion and energy. Some of those people serve on committees, others work or volunteer in the community. Some put themselves forward for office but were not selected. I would like to thank them for their enthusiasm to serve our community. I believe all the members sitting around this table will be smart, independent thinkers who are open to debate and mutual enlightenment and share a mutual optimism for a progressive path towards a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Shea. Councillor Rebecca Herger.
Good morning. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. My campaign managers are 3 little gentlemen in the back row and a husband who are very supportive and who have been supportive of West Grade as a whole. I took on this challenge about 1.5 years ago, and with a little bit of experience, have been able to gain a lot of joy in seeing my community come together, whether working on a board, working through a project, having some disagreement that actually brought us all to the table as well. I'm committed to West Grade, committed to my family, my community as a whole. I will listen, let's communicate, let's keep this conversation going. I will be willing to compromise. not my office, but my own opinion to represent everyone the best I can. We have a lot to do. I'm really eager to get going. As Doug mentioned, Councillor Hutchison has earlier mentioned, we have a 2020 action plan. I look forward to continuing those goals that have been initiated, as well as continuing on forward thinking about the stewardship. In my campaign, I was inspiring a new little generation to get involved in government. Now I'm hoping to make it sustainable for the next few generations. We have a budget that needs to be prepared. We are ready, willing, and looking forward to getting that undergoing. Next year, we have a calendar we will be setting. I invite all of you to come to a meeting, speak up, tell us what's important to you. And if you're not in this room, share that information with a friend. This is our community, and let's shape it together. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Herger. Councillor Stephen Townsend.
Thank you. I'd also like to begin by thanking a ton of people, and that's family, that's friends, that's supporters, that's the community at large. The turnouts at the All Candidates meetings were amazing, and I'd really like to support and thank the staff, because all the work that they did during that election has not necessarily been recognized to the level that I thought it should, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to do that as well. Going forward, I think they will be our crutch. They will be our conscience. They will be the fact finders and the sharing of information that we lost in the turnover of the election. At the last council meeting, it was commented there were 90 years of experience that was lost and 5 retained. That does not mean we will not do a good job. That means we will still do an excellent job. The skill of the people here is amazing when you look around. The diversity is just what we need and just what we will provide. I think we heard a lot during the All Candidates meetings and on the street, knocking doors, wherever that came from, and I think we need to listen to that, pursue that, and we need to deliver on that. And if you did not get a chance to share that, like the rest of them, I encourage you to do that, whether it's at meetings, whether it's sending emails, whether it's just dropping into the council meeting at any point. I'm sure you have our numbers from our election materials. If you don't, you can certainly get it from the office. And I encourage you to participate. And on a personal note, I think this is going to be an amazing term for West Grey and for the people here to grow and to be able to deliver what I think you're going to need. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Councillor Townsend. We are now at the portion of our meeting where we have one bylaw before us. It is proposed bylaw number 128-2018. It is up for consideration of first, second, and third reading. I do have a motion before me, moved by Councillor Beth Hamilton, seconded by Councillor Doug Hutchinson. Be it resolved that bylaw number 128-2018, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the December 3rd, 2018 inaugural council meeting, be now read a first, second, and third time, passed and numbered, and that the said bylaw be signed by the mayor and the clerk, sealed with the seal of the corporation, and being crossed in the bylaw book. Are there any questions at this point? I call the vote. All those in favor? Those opposed? It carries. Our last important portion of the meeting is the adjournment. Do I have a mover? Councillor Berger. And on the side of the table, Councillor Hutchinson. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It carried. Thank you very much. This was a very exciting first step in this new term of council. I thank you very much. Our meeting is now adjourned, and I invite one and all to have a social time in our atrium. Thank you very much.